So there are a lot of crests in this church, and we found one, we think, belonging to an Italian person, because this is pasta, is it not? Today's episode, how do you do, interwappas? Welcome to Stories of My Life. So today, Monday, Stockholm, Sweden, I am about to meet my friend Magnus at Gamla Stan, because some of you might remember almost a week ago, a little more than a week ago, we went on a sightseeing tour, a guided tour, from a royal's perspective was the word I was looking for. Damn it, it's early. It's 9:30 in the morning. Who goes up this early? No one. Well, people who sort of, I guess, not even mailmen anymore. Anyway, so I'm meeting him because we are going to go sightseeing ourselves, looking at two churches. So we're going to meet at the first church just to check out if you can go up in the tower later today. And then we're going to the next church, I think. By the way, there's a 30% chance of rain today, so I'm bringing my umbrella from Normal. Yeah, you need something cheerful when it's raining. To me, it seems as if it's going to go either way. That way or that way. Either way, I'm dressed for a much colder climate. That's better. This is a Torga Archives collaboration with H&M. Fabulous. The fun thing is, if you're wearing a jacket or something, it looks like you're wearing a black shirt because you can't see any of the print, and then you take it off and everyone goes, like that. Right now, in my mind, there's a map being drawn how to easiest get to that church in Gamla Stan. Haven't quite got the final sort of solution, I think. On time. And here is Magnus. We couldn't be more on time, could we?
Well, you couldn't be more on time. I was too early.
You were too early?
Yeah, I wasn't on time. I was too early.
People, I made a sandwich. This is great. It's fake vegan egg salad. It's just, chickpeas and vegan yogurt. No, vegan mayo. And Magnus do not like egg. Oh, and kalamanak salt.
Why? We're going to go to, not a church actually. The first thing we're going to go to looks like a church, but it's not a Christian church, because it is. They don't have ceremonies or anything there. It is a resting place for Swedish kings. Not queens.
I didn't know that.
Oh, where were you on the guiding that we took 2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
No.
I think I was there, was I? Well,
oh, but probably dead. Or deaf.
Deaf. I was temporarily deaf.
Temporarily deaf.
Did she say that it was not a church?
Yeah.
I know she said there's no services, but I mean, it is a church, isn't it?
No.
It is called Riddarholmskyrkan.
Yeah, but it's not like a Christian church. Or it's not. It's not.
So, do you want to make a retraction?
No, not really, because she said it was not a church, but we'll think about what's not the church. I mean, it's called the Riddarholmskyrkan, but it's probably it's not a practicating church. They don't have services or anything like that in it, so it's not. How do you say, like, it's not?
How do you solve the problem?
Like Riddarholmskyrkan. It's not been sent by God. It's been sent by the devil.
What?
No. I mean, when you're Christian
yeah.
stuff. So maybe it's not been Christian, even though the kings are there. Oh, this is a pickle.
I think it used to be a church, right? I mean, there used to be services there.
Well, not according to her. But I mean, before it was the Riddarholmskyrkan, there was like a monastery there. Yeah. So then, but they don't have, they have services. But I mean, that was not in that building.
We are going in here, and this is called what?
Riddarholmskyrkan.
And if you translate that to the English language?
A knighthood church.
Magnus is now reading up on the church that is not a Christian church, apparently. Well, according to him, I say, you're wrong, my dear. So, well, if you want to read this, take a screenshot. I don't care. Magnus, can you now please tell us a bit about what we've been reading for half an hour?
Yes, this is when the Grey Friars came to town. So at this place, there were Grey Friars in the beginning, and they had the Grey Friar Church and everything before they built this church here. So Sweden was Catholic? Catholic?
I think we all were. I think...
Everybody were?
Yes.
Okay, and then people said no to that, but
Yes.
not Italy.
Yeah.
So we did a Reformation in the 1520s, so in the 16th century. We reformed to Protestantism. Protestantism.
Protesticles.
Protesticles.
Prostitution?
Yeah. So we've been reading about that, and yeah. So this is sort of like the history of the graveyards and the stuff.
Magnus has been so good. He's sort of done... You've written a little book.
No, I didn't write it. Copy paste.
Well, you copy and pasted a little book.
Yes, it was hard.
The first sentence made Magnus blow up. He's been, well, talking about it for a quarter of an hour.
It's actually, you can remind me about when I was out in South America. I was also very harsh to the guides and stuff because be better. And this is the same thing here. It started with it says that the Riddarholmskyrkan was built in 1270, but this building wasn't built then. It was the monastery that was built. So why do you put Riddarholmskyrkan? Because this building wasn't built. It was the monastery that was built in 1270. Be clear, be better.
You see where my thumb is? That's how far we've come. We stopped reading 3 times and just discussed what we were reading. Now Magnus is really angry because he didn't know a word. Can you tell the people what word you didn't know?
Well, I did know it, but I knew it from English, tomb. That's an English word. And then all of a sudden, it sort of had, you saw it in Swedish here, tumbona. But I never heard it used in Swedish before, and it sounds like Swinglish. But then when I looked at what I did, paste and copy, it says the grave monuments, or as you can call it, the tumbona. So then it got explained here. But why don't you say, gravmonumenten is a very nice word in Swedish. Tumbona is, it sounds like, it's very close to a can, a barrel.
Been so much looking at stuff as we have been Googling and reading stuff.
And trying to understand stuff. We do. We are a little bit
stupid. Now we're Googling areas in Sweden. Different areas. Sometimes Magnus gets angry, but he doesn't understand that he's mistaken.
We're not really sure yet, because I don't trust anything of this.
So he gets angry because he doesn't trust information.
Yeah, but it is still very unclear.
Of all the sarcophagus, I think this was the best one. This is the yeah, I like this one. Or maybe this one. Or maybe that one. Or that one. Please note all the golden stars in the ceiling. These are not reflections. There are a lot of crests in this church, and we found one, we think, belonging to an Italian person, because this is pasta, is it not? So these are two, I don't know what to call these, well, two buried people, the sculptures of two people lying there, a man and a woman. And you can see right up her skirt, almost, if she wasn't sort of carrying an accordion underneath her skirt. And if you want to be really impressed, we read this and we understood it. Magnus is trying to remember.
Karl IX is things.
We just remember we'd been to a church we thought we weren't in, and then I remember some sort of wallpaper, and then it all came back to us.
Sort of.
So we're not pronunciate this name here. We were here talking, it's so strange that Queen Elizabeth II of England didn't have one of these things. And we said, it's really weird, and then we sort of, well, she got one. Oh, I didn't know she played the lute. I hereby declare that I found this wall endlessly fascinating. So here we are. One of those... so this is someone who died quite recently, and he's got this very modern contraption, apparently. I don't think he was a king. Oh, maybe he was. Oh, and here's someone waiting to be buried. So they talked about something Gothic here, and we think, well, maybe it's not this, maybe it's this. We've been standing here thinking, what's so Gothic about this? And then we turned around and we thought, oh, yeah, that's Gothic. We're still not quite sure if that's Gothic or if that's Gothic. What would you, if you had to put your money on one of them?
I mean, the thing is that the door is still Gothic shaped, because Gothic is sort of reaching to God, so it's very, very tall. But I would put my money on that one, because it's more pointy. Not really.
And somehow people...
Egyptian.
Yes. Well, we think this might be some sort of map, or is it just the earth that's coming up through the floor? What's happening? Look, couldn't they just sort of sand this off? Couldn't they? Well, we found the grave of Christ, apparently. He was kind of wooden, I say. I don't care what you say, I think you have a very funny hat. People, we're done here. Now we know everything there is to know. So if you have questions about this church, what's the name of the church again? Well, anyway, if you have questions, just ask us, because we know a lot. We're going to write a book, possibly. Thank you for watching and for liking, commenting, subscribing and following. It really helps, and something to do with the internet and the algorithm, I think. So thank you so much.